Okay, let's start the lecture. So in previous lecture we studied construction of DC generator, working of DC generator, different types of DC generator and applications of DC generator. Okay. Now today we discuss about the another rotating electrical machine, that is DC motor. Okay, so first of all, the application or the function of the DC motor. So it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. The rotating electrical machine which convert electrical energy into mechanical energy is known as a DC motor. So DC motor is a one type of rotating electrical machines which gives electrical energy into mechanical energy, and the whatever electrical energy used by the motor, that is of DC type. That's why it is known as the DC motor, and it converts it into the mechanical energy. So DC motor converts DC electrical energy into the mechanical energy. This is the general function, that it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Its function is opposite to the DC generator. Okay, so DC generator gives the electrical energy, so it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, whereas DC motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So the function of DC generator and DC motor both are opposite. Generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, whereas DC motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So both are opposite to each other. Okay. Now the working principle of DC motor. Okay. So the working principle on which DC motor operates is, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. This is the basic law on which DC motor operates. Okay. So what is that statement of this law? Whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. Okay. So suppose we have a magnetic field. Now this magnetic field is produced by the magnet. So we assume that we have an N pole magnet and S pole magnet. Okay. And so when we have a N pole magnet and S pole magnet, at that time we have a magnetic field or magnetic line of force or magnetic flux. So magnetic field or magnetic flux is there. Now in this magnetic field we are putting one conductor. Okay, so we are putting one conductor in this magnetic field and current is flowing through this conductor. We assume that current is flowing through this conductor. So current carrying conductor, that means the conductor in which current is flowing, and this conductor is placed in a magnetic field. So whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. On this principle the DC motor operates, and whatever force is produced or whatever force is experienced by a conductor, that is given by the formula F is equal to BIL Newton, where L is the length of conductor, I is the current flowing through the conductor, and B is the magnetic flux density. So we are putting one conductor and current is flowing through this conductor, so it is known as the current carrying conductor. This current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. So when we are putting one current carrying conductor into a magnetic field, this current carrying conductor experiences a force. Okay, and whatever force produced or experienced by a conductor is given by the formula F is equal to BIL Newton, the unit of the force, that is Newton. Okay, where B is the magnetic flux density and its unit is Weber per meter square. What is B? B is the magnetic flux density which is measured in Weber per meter square. I is the current flowing through this conductor and unit is ampere, and L is the length of conductor which is measured in meters. So whatever force experienced by a conductor is given by F is equal to BIL Newton. Now whatever force produced or whatever force experienced by this conductor, so we have to find the direction of force. That means in which direction force acts on this conductor. Okay, so this direction of force acting on the conductor is found by the Fleming's left hand rule.
સર
Okay,
પ્લીઝ ગુજરાતીમાં સમજાવો ને સર.
okay, okay. So we have a Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so in late 19th century, the John Ambrose Fleming introduced the Fleming's left hand rule and Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule is applicable to DC generator, whereas Fleming's left hand rule is applicable to DC motor. Okay, so here the figure is there of the right hand rule. Okay, so જ્યારે કરંટ કેરિંગ કંડક્ટરને મેગ્નેટિક ફિલ્ડમાં મૂકવામાં આવે છે ત્યારે એ કંડક્ટર ઉપર ફોર્સ લાગે છે અને એ ફોર્સ જે છે એનું વેલ્યુ કેવી રીતના ફાઇન્ડ કરી શકાય છે? The formula is F is equal to BIL Newton, where B is the magnetic flux density, I is the current and L is the length of conductor. અને એ ફોર્સ જે લાગે છે એની ડિરેક્શન આપણે કેવી રીતના ફાઇન્ડ કરી શકીએ છીએ? Fleming's left hand rule. So John Ambrose Fleming એ બે રૂલ ઇન્વેન્ટ કરેલા. One is known as Fleming's left hand rule and second one is known as Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule જે છે DC જનરેટર માટે એપ્લિકેબલ છે. Fleming's left hand rule છે DC motor માટે એપ્લિકેબલ છે. Okay, now the statement of the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so here look at this figure of Fleming's left hand rule. So the statement is stretch out your thumb, first finger and second finger of your left hand. Okay, તમારે શું કરવાનું છે?
તારી ભૂલ શોધ દેખ રેકોર્ડિંગ.
તમારા લેફ્ટ હેન્ડ ના ફર્સ્ટ ફિંગર, સેકન્ડ ફિંગર એન્ડ થંબ ને સ્ટ્રેચ આઉટ કરવાની છે. સો સ્ટ્રેચ આઉટ યોર ફર્સ્ટ ફિંગર, સેકન્ડ ફિંગર એન્ડ થંબ in such a way that all these three becomes mutually perpendicular. Okay, તમે ફર્સ્ટ ફિંગર, સેકન્ડ ફિંગર અને થંબ ને એ રીતે સ્ટ્રેચ આઉટ કરો કે ત્રણે ત્રણ જે છે તમારા એકબીજા સાથે મ્યુચ્યુઅલી પરપેન્ડિક્યુલર થાય, એટલે કે 90 ડિગ્રી ઉપર આવે. Okay, if first finger represents the direction of magnetic field, okay, this is the first figure. Okay, this first finger represents the direction of magnetic field. This direction of magnetic field is magnetic flux coming from the N pole and going towards the S pole. So this is the direction of magnetic field from N pole to S pole. So this first finger represents the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so direction of magnetic field is from N pole to S pole. So this first finger represents direction of magnetic field. This second finger represents the direction of current flowing through the conductor. Okay, this is the conductor which is placed in the magnetic field. Okay, and current is flowing from this end to this end. That means the direction of current is like this. So this second finger represents the direction of current which is flowing through this conductor. Okay, then the thumb represents the direction of motion of the force acting on the conductor. So our condition satisfied hai, which conditions? That is the first finger, first, okay, stretch out your first finger, second finger and thumb in such a way that all these three becomes perpendicular to each other, mutually perpendicular. Okay, and if first finger represents the direction of magnetic field, second finger represents the direction of current, then thumb represents the direction of motion or the force acting on the conductor. This is the Fleming's left hand rule. So this thumb, using this thumb we can find the direction of force acting on this conductor. Okay, so this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of current. So in this condition, whatever figure is here, if we talk about this figure, then the force acting on this conductor is in upward direction. So this is the direction of force acting on this conductor. That means this conductor moves in the upward direction. This is the Fleming's left hand rule. તમારા લેફ્ટ હેન્ડ ની ફર્સ્ટ ફિંગર, સેકન્ડ ફિંગર અને થંબ ને એ રીતે સ્ટ્રેચ આઉટ કરો કે ત્રણે ત્રણ એકબીજા સાથે મ્યુચ્યુઅલી પરપેન્ડિક્યુલર થાય. અને જો તમારી ફર્સ્ટ ફિંગર મેગ્નેટિક ફિલ્ડની ડિરેક્શન બતાવે, સેકન્ડ ફિંગર કંડક્ટર માંથી ફ્લો થતા કરંટની ડિરેક્શન બતાવે, તો જ તમારો થંબ જે છે એ કંડક્ટર પર લાગતા ફોર્સની ડિરેક્શન બતાવશે. અને આ ફિગર માટે ફોર્સની ડિરેક્શન કઈ આવશે? તમારી અપવર્ડ ડિરેક્શન આવશે. Okay, so this is the Fleming's left hand rule which is applicable to DC motor to find the direction of force acting on the conductor, and the magnitude of the force is calculated by this formula: F is equal to BIL Newton. Now the construction of DC motor. Look at this figure. Okay, this is the outer body of this motor, which is known as the frame or yoke. We already discussed the construction of DC generator, so the construction of DC motor is also same, but briefly we discuss it. So this is the outer body, outer part of the DC motor, and it is known as the yoke. It consists from the cast steel, okay, and it protects the internal part of the DC motor, also provides the magnetic path. Okay, now this portion is the pole. Okay, it is the magnetic pole, consists from the silicon steel material, or we can say that the magnetic material. This is the pole core, or we can say that the magnetic pole. On this magnetic pole here, this magnetic pole winding is wound. The copper material winding is wound on this magnetic pole, and this winding is known as the field coil. Whether it is of series field winding or shunt field winding or both. Okay, so the winding which is wound on magnetic pole is known as the field coil or field winding. Now this portion, the circular shape portion, this portion which is on pole core, that is known as the pole shoe of the circular shape. This pole shoe is used to distribute the magnetic field uniformly. Okay, so this portion is the leading pole tips, and this portion is the trailing pole tips. Okay, if the armature rotates in a clockwise direction, so this portion comes first and this portion comes later. So the whatever portion of pole shoe comes first, it is known as the leading pole tips, and the portion of pole shoe which comes later, so this portion is known as the trailing pole tips. Okay, so this is the magnetic pole, pole shoe, and the field winding. Now on rotor side, this is the stator. Okay, now on rotor side we have a armature core. Okay, armature core consists from the silicon steel stampings. Okay, so silicon steel stampings gathers together and armature core consists. Now on outer body of the armature, the slots are made. Okay, so these are the slots shown in this figure. Okay, so the in outer body of the armature core, slots are made, and in these slots winding is wound. Okay, and this winding is known as the armature winding. It is also of copper material. So in the outer body of the armature core, slots are made. In these slots winding is wound. This winding is of copper material, and it is known as the armature winding. This armature core or armature winding is mounted on the shaft. So middle portion of the rotor is the shaft on which the armature core is mounted. Okay, so this is the basic construction of the DC motor. Okay, this is known as the pole axis. This portion is known as rotor, and this portion is known as stator. Stator means the static part, and rotor means the rotating part. Okay, now the working of DC motor. Okay, how DC motor works. Okay, so here this is the conductor. Okay, this portion represents the conductor. Okay, here is the S pole and N pole. These are the magnetic poles. N pole magnet and S pole magnets are placed nearer to each other. Okay, so when N pole magnet and S pole magnets are placed nearer to each other, at that time the magnetic force is produced, or we can say that the magnetic flux is produced, and this magnetic flux or magnetic field coming from the N pole and going towards the S pole. So the direction of magnetic field or magnetic flux is from N pole to S pole. So this blue arrow represents the direction of magnetic field. Okay, now this is the conductor, here is the commutator, and brushes is also placed on this commutator, and one battery is connected to this brushes. Okay, this is the battery. Okay, black and copper color. So this is the battery, here is the positive terminal of battery. This positive terminal of battery is connected to this brush, the negative terminal of battery is connected to this. So this portion is brush, this is the one side of brush, this is the second side of brush, this portion is the commutator. Okay, so this is the one commutator segment, this is the second commutator segment. So now when positive terminal is connected to this brush, at that time current is flowing in this direction. This is the direction of current. Okay, from brush to this commutator segment to this direction, going towards this, going to second commutator segment, second brush, and in to the battery, negative terminal of the battery. So this is the direction of current flowing through this conductor. Okay, now according to our principle, whenever current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, so here is the magnetic field coming from N pole and going towards the S pole. Okay, in this magnetic field we are placing one current carrying conductor. Okay, current carrying conductor, that means this current in this conductor current is flowing. Okay, so whenever this current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, at that time it experiences a force. Okay, and due to this force, this conductor starts to rotate. Okay, so this is the one conductor. Now we assume that in motor we have a Z number of conductor. Okay, what we are assuming, in motor we have a Z number of conductors. So on each and every conductor, as the supply is given, okay, so what happens, in each and every conductor the current is flowing, and these current carrying conductors are placed in a magnetic field. So all the conductor, that is Z number of conductor, experiences a force. Okay, so if we assume that this is a one conductor, he is the second conductor, third conductor, 4, and Z number of conductors. So all these Z number of conductor are carrying the current. Okay, and all these current carrying conductor are placed in a magnetic field. That means all conductor experiences a force, and if we combine the force acting on each conductor, that means it will produce a unidirectional torque. Okay, if we combine the force acting on each conductor, that is the Z number of conductor. Okay, દરેક કંડક્ટર ઉપર ફોર્સ લાગે છે, આપણે શું એઝ્યુમ કર્યું છે, મોટરમાં Z કંડક્ટર છે, તો દરેક Z કંડક્ટરમાંથી કરંટ ફ્લો થશે, અને એ બધા સામા મૂકેલા છે, મેગ્નેટિક ફિલ્ડમાં મૂકેલા છે. That means each conductor experiences a force according to the law. Okay, and if we combine the forces acting on each conductor, that means it will produce a unidirectional torque, and due to this unidirectional torque, the armature of the motor starts to rotate or starts rotating. due to this unidirectional, because all these conductors are placed in the armature core, and this armature core is the rotor. Okay, so due to this unidirectional torque produced in the armature core or armature winding, this armature core starts rotating in a clockwise direction. Okay, so in this basis the DC motor works or operates. Understood the working or operation of DC motor, how DC motor operates. Now
Yeah.
next is the classification of DC motor. Okay, so we already discussed the classification of DC generator, so the same classification is here of DC motor. Okay, in a DC motor we have mainly three types, that is the series motor, shunt motor and compound motor. Okay, likewise in DC generator, okay, in DC generator we have a three type: shunt generator, series generator and compound generator. Likewise in DC motor we have a series motor, shunt motor and compound motor. Okay, so one by one we briefly discuss it. So DC shunt motor. Okay, so DC shunt motor, first of all, how can we define the DC shunt motor? Okay, so DC shunt motor, okay, so this motor operates on DC supply or DC source, and the winding, field winding is connected in parallel with the armature winding. Okay, the motor which operates on DC and the field winding is connected in parallel with the armature winding is known as DC shunt motor. Okay, so this is the armature winding, this is the field winding, and both are connected in parallel with each other. So this winding is known as the shunt field winding, and here is the armature winding. Okay, now what happens? We are giving DC supply to this DC shunt motor. Okay, so as soon as the voltage is given to the DC motor, what happens? Current is flowing. Now here is the positive terminal, here is the negative terminal, so current is flowing in this direction. So this current is known as the line current or the total current flowing through the motor. Okay, now at this point, this line current or total current is divided into two parts. Some part of current is going to the armature winding and some part of current is going to the shunt field winding. Okay, so at this point, this total current or line current is divided into two parts. So the current flowing through the armature winding is known as the armature current. It is denoted by IA. The current flowing through the shunt field winding is known as the shunt field current. It is denoted by ISH. Okay, so what is the current equation? Here the total current or line current is divided into two parts. So if we combine these two current, then it will give the total line current. Okay, so the current equation of DC shunt motor is IL is equal to IA plus ISH. So if we combine armature current and shunt field current, then it will give the total line current of the motor. Okay, that is IL. So equation is IL is equal to IA plus ISH. Now the current flowing through the shunt field winding is ISH. So what is the formula of shunt field current? ISH is equal to supply voltage divided by shunt field resistance. Shunt field resistance is denoted by RSH. SH means shunt and R means resistance. So RSH is the shunt field resistance. So the shunt field current ISH is equal to supply voltage divided by shunt field resistance. So V divided by RSH. Now the voltage equation of DC shunt motor. Okay, now when in this principle, when the armature rotates in the magnetic field, okay, now here the Faraday's law will also apply. Okay, what is the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction? whenever conductor cuts the magnetic flux, EMF is induced in that conductor. Okay. So this conductor or this armature conductor rotates in a magnetic field in this direction. જ્યારે તમારી મોટર રોટેટ થવાનું સ્ટાર્ટ કરે છે ત્યારે એ મોટરના આર્મેચરમાં આવેલા બધા કંડક્ટર પણ રોટેટ થશે. Okay, so all these conductor placed in armature also rotates in this direction. Okay, so at that time what happens, all this armature conductor cuts the magnetic field. Okay, so according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, what happens, EMF is induced in the armature conductor, and whatever EMF induced in the armature conductor is known as back EMF EB, and it is equal and opposite to the supply voltage. Okay, understood? According to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, when armature rotates, at that time armature conductor also rotates in this direction. So this armature conductor cuts the magnetic flux or magnetic field. So according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, EMF is induced in the conductor and this EMF induced is known as back EMF, and this back EMF is equal and opposite to the supply voltage. Okay, so now the voltage equation. So this is the armature or this is the armature winding. So EMF is induced in this armature and it is the back EMF EB. This back EMF EB is equal and opposite to this supply voltage. Okay. So now what happens? Here is the supply voltage given to the motor. So what happens? Back EMF EB is generated. So the voltage equation of DC shunt motor is V is equal to EB plus, here is the armature current flowing through the armature, and this armature winding has some resistance. So voltage equation is V is equal to EB plus IaRa. Okay, so this is the voltage equation of DC shunt motor. So in this, the terminal voltage or supply voltage is greater than the induced EMF. Why? Because some voltage drops in the armature winding. So we can write EB plus IaRa is equal to V. Understood why? EB is less because some voltage drops in the armature winding. That's why we can write supply voltage is equal to EB plus IaRa. This is the voltage equation of DC shunt motor. Okay, here is the shunt field winding. Now which type of shunt field winding is used? This winding has more number of conductor. The number of conductor or the number of turns are more. Shunt field winding has more number of turns and thinner conductor. Okay, which type of shunt field winding is used? The shunt field winding has more number of turns and thinner conductor. એટલે કે number of turns વધારે હશે અને conductor જે છે એની thickness ઓછી હશે. Thin conductor હશે એટલે પાતળા conductor હશે, બરાબર ને? Okay, so this is the shunt field winding. So the resistance of shunt field winding is more. How can we calculate the resistance? R is equal to rho L by A. The equation is, what is the equation? R is equal to rho L by A. We assume rho constant, then it depends on L and A. So number of turns are more, that means length is more, and thinner conductors, that means cross sectional area is less. Okay, so RSH is more. So this shunt field resistance has more resistance. Shunt field winding has more resistance because it has more number of turns and thinner conductor. So this is the DC shunt motor. Now the DC series motor. How can we define the DC series motor? A field winding and armature winding both are connected in series and it operates on DC That's why it is known as the DC series motor. This is the one field winding. It is connected in series with the armature winding. Okay, and DC supply is given, or it operates on DC supply. That's why it is known as DC series motor. Now, which type of winding is used in this DC series motor? So in this DC series motor, yes,
So armature means?
armature means it is the rotating part of DC motor. Okay, it consists from the silicon steel lamination. This portion is known as the armature. This armature is mounted on the shaft. This is the shaft. Okay, so this armature core is mounted on the shaft. The slots are made on the outer periphery of the armature core, and armature winding is wound in these slots. Okay, so armature core શું કરશે? armature winding ને પકડી રાખશે. જે slot પાડેલા હશે એમાં armature winding મૂકેલું હશે. This is known as the armature core. Okay, now this is the series field winding, because this field winding is connected in series with the armature winding. Okay, so which type of series field winding is there? It has less number of turns and thicker conductors.
સર પ્લીઝ સર ગુજરાતીમાં સમજાવો સર, નથી સમજ પડતી સર બરાબર.
Okay, this field winding has less number of turns. That means કે એમાં number of turns ઓછા હશે, and thicker conductors. That means કે conductor જાડા હશે. કઈ ટાઈપનું બનેલું છે series field winding? This series field winding consists from less number of turns and thicker conductor. Okay, less number of turns, that means length ઓછી છે, અને thicker conductor means કે cross sectional area વધારે છે. Okay, so generally what happens according to the equation, R is equal to rho L by A. L is less and A is more, so obviously the resistance is less. So this series field winding has lesser resistance. Okay, shunt field winding has more resistance, whereas this series field winding has lesser resistance. Okay, so it has less resistance, that means more current will flow through this winding. Okay, less resistance એટલે શું કે કરંટ નો ઓપોઝિશન ઓછું થાય. કરંટ નું ઓપોઝિશન ઓછું થાય એટલે કે એમાંથી વધારે કરંટ ફ્લો થઈ શકે. Okay, so now what happens? Here the DC supply is given to this DC series motor. Okay, so as the supply is given, this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal, so current is flowing in this direction. So this is the IL, or total line current. Okay, now this total line current is flowing through the series field winding, and then it is going to the armature winding, and then it goes to the negative terminal. So this is the direction of current flowing through this motor. So here what happens? The line, series field and armature, all these three are connected in series. So we can write the current equation is IL is equal to ISC is equal to IA. That means the line current અને armature current અને series field current ISC ત્રણેની value કેવી હશે? Same હશે. Why? Because all these three are connected in series. So in series connection, the value of current is same. So current equation is IL is equal to IA is equal to ISE. Now what is the voltage equation? So here is the voltage applied to the motor. So what happens? Back EMF is generated in the armature winding. Okay, so V is equal to EB plus some voltage drops in the armature winding. Okay, when armature current is flowing, so V is equal to EB plus IA RA, plus the same current is also flowing through this field winding. Okay, so it is plus ISC RSC. So voltage equation becomes V is equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC. Now this ISC and IA are same. Okay, so what we are doing, we are putting ISC is equal to IA. So here equation becomes V is equal to EB plus IARA plus IARSE. So now we are taking IA common. So equation becomes V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus RSE. This is the voltage equation of DC series motor. Now the DC compound motor. Okay, so in compound
Sir,
motor,
last નું ફરી એકવાર સમજાવજો.
okay, in DC series motor we have a series field winding and armature winding, both are connected in series. So here is the line current, here is the series field current, and here is the armature current. So all these three are connected in series. That means current is same. So IL is equal to IA is equal to ISC. Now voltage equation, V is equal to EB, that is back EMF generated in armature winding. So V is equal to EB plus IARA. IARA drop sama thase armature winding ma. Okay, so V is equal to EB plus IARA plus the voltage drops in this series field winding. So this voltage drop in series field winding is ISC RSC. So equation becomes V is equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC. Now શું છે ISC અને IA સેમ છે, એટલે અહીંયા ISC ની જગ્યા ઉપર આપણે શું મૂકી દઈએ, IA મૂકી દઈએ, તો ઇક્વેશન શું બનશે, V is equal to EB plus IARA plus IA into RSC. Okay, so આ બંનેમાંથી IA કોમન કાઢી લઈએ તો શું થશે, V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus RSC. This is the voltage equation for DC series motor. Now next is a DC compound motor. Okay, so DC compound motor means the motor which operates on DC and which has two field winding, series field winding and shunt field winding, is known as DC compound motor. Okay, આ મોટર જે છે સિરીઝ મોટર અને શન્ટ મોટરનું કોમ્બિનેશન છે. So it is known as the DC compound motor. Okay, it has two type, long shunt compound motor and short shunt compound motor. So this figure represents the long shunt compound motor. Okay, this series field and armature winding both are connected in series, and this shunt field winding is connected in parallel with this series connection. Okay, આ parallel માં છે અને આ બંને શેમાં connected છે, series માં છે. Okay, now supply voltage is given. This is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. That means current is flowing. So this is the total line current. Now at this point, this total line current is divided into two parts. Some part of current is going to shunt field winding and some part is going to this armature or series field winding. Okay, so what is the equation of current? IL is equal to ISH plus IA. Now these are the series connection. Okay, so current flowing through the series field winding and current flowing through the armature is same. So we can write IA is equal to ISC here. IA is equal to ISC. બંનેની વેલ્યુ કેવી હશે, કરંટની સેમ હશે. ઓકે, સો ઇક્વેશન આપણે શું લખી શકીએ, IL is equal to IA plus ISH is equal to ISC plus ISH. This is the current equation for long shunt compound motor. Now the voltage equation, here is the V, supply voltage V is equal to back EMF EB plus IARA drop, that means the voltage drops in the armature winding plus voltage drops in the series field winding. So equation becomes V is equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC. પણ IA અને ISC કેવા છે, સેમ છે, એટલે અહીંયા ISC ની જગ્યાએ આપણે શું મૂકીએ, IA મૂકશું તો શું ઇક્વેશન બનશે, V is equal to EB plus IARA plus IARSE. So IA common લઈએ તો શું થશે, EB plus IA into RA plus RSE. This is the voltage equation for long shunt compound motor. Okay, now the short shunt compound motor. Okay, of short shunt compound motor in which the shunt field winding is connected to parallel with armature winding only. આ series field winding જે છે બહાર નીકળી જશે. બંનેને ફિગરની કમ્પેર આપણે જોઈશું બરાબર. So this series field winding is connected in parallel with the series combination of armature winding and series field winding. This is a long shunt. In short shunt what happen? This shunt field winding is connected in parallel with the armature winding only. Only armature સાથે જ parallel માં connect થશે. તમારું series field winding જે છે બહાર નીકળી જશે. It is known as the short shunt compound motor. Okay. So now here what happens? The supply voltage is given. Positive terminal is here. So current is flowing in this part. So this total line current is equal to ISE. Line current and a series field current કેવા હશે બંને? Same હશે. Then at this point, this line current is divided into two parts. Some part of current is going to the shunt field winding and some part of current is going to the armature winding. So what is the current equation? IL is equal to ISC is equal to IA plus ISH. This is the current equation. કેમ? કારણ કે line current and series field current બંને same થશે. Okay, now what is the voltage equation? Here is the
ના
voltage
સર
V.
ખબર નહીં પડી છે છેલ્લી.
Okay, here is the shunt field winding is connected in parallel with the armature. Okay, so here line current and series field current both are same.
Yes.
Okay, now at this point this line current is divided into two parts. Some part is going to the shunt field winding and some part is going to the armature winding. So what is the current equation? IL is equal to ISC is equal to IA plus ISH. કારણ કે આ બંને કેવા છે? સેમ છે. IL અને ISC સેમ છે. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now what is the voltage equation? Here is the V. Okay, so V is equal to back EMF EB plus voltage drop in armature, that is IA RA plus ISC RSC, voltage drop in series field winding. So V is equal to EB plus IA RA plus ISC RSC. અહીંયા ISC ની જગ્યાએ તમે IL પણ લખી શકો કારણ કે બંને કેવા છે? IL અને ISC same છે. Okay, so V is equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC is equal to EB plus IARA plus IL RSC. This is the voltage equation for short shunt compound motor. Now cumulatively compound motor. Cumulatively compound motor is when shunt field flux produced by the shunt field winding helps the main field flux produced by the series field winding is known as cumulatively compound motor. Okay, આ ફિગરમાં આપણે જોઈશું તો શું થશે? આ જે છે field winding series field flux produce કરશે, આ shunt field flux produce કરશે એટલે આ phi SE થશે, આ phi SH થશે. જ્યારે phi SH અને phi SH phi SE ને help કરશે, at that time the motor is known as the cumulatively compound motor. So total flux becomes phi total is equal to phi series plus phi shunt. Okay, now differentially compound motor means in differentially compound motor the flux produced by the shunt field winding opposes the series field flux. Okay, so in this figure the flux produced by the shunt field winding phi SH opposes the flux produced by the series field winding phi SE. So what happens? આ flux આના દ્વારા જે flux produce થાય છે એ આને જે flux produce કરે છે એનો oppose કરે છે. So shunt field flux opposes the series field flux. At that time the motor is known as the differentially compound motor. Okay, and what is the flux equation? Total flux phi is equal to phi series minus phi shunt, that is phi SE minus phi SH. એટલે કે આમાં શું થશે? તમારું total flux જે છે reduce થશે. So cumulatively compound motor માં total flux increase થશે, જ્યારે differentially compound motor માં શું થશે, તમારું total flux જે છે એ reduce થશે. This is also two type of compound motor, long shunt and short shunt, as well as cumulatively compound motor and differentially compound motor. Now the applications, characteristics and application of DC motor. So here is the shunt motor. What is the characteristics of shunt motor? It is of constant speed motor. Speed control is possible and medium starting torque. Starting torque je che medium che. This is the characteristics of DC shunt motor. Any speed kevi che? Constant che. Ema speed control possible che ane starting torque je che medium che. Okay. What is the application of DC shunt motor? It is useful in line shaft, lathe machines, centrifugal pumps, blowers and reciprocating pumps. These are the applications of DC shunt motor. That means DC shunt motor can applicable to all these applications. Okay, next is the DC series motor. In DC series motor, what are the characteristics of DC series motor? It has a high starting torque. This is the main advantage of DC series motor. DC series motor has high starting torque, more change in speed with change in load. If we change the load on DC series motor, then the speed will change. Okay, so this DC series motor cannot be operated on no load condition. If we start the DC series motor on no load condition, the speed becomes dangerously high and DC series motor gets damaged due to this high speed. So DC series motor ने क्यारे no load ऊपर operate करवामा आवती નથી. जो no load ऊपर भूलથી operate થઈ જાય તો એની speed એટલી high બની જશે, dangerously high, કે એનું જે મોટર જે છે એના અંદરના સ્પેર પાર્ટ છૂટા પણ પડી શકે અને મોટર તમારી ડેમેજ પણ થઈ શકે. એમાં પણ સ્પીડ કંટ્રોલ જે છે પોસિબલ છે. સો ધ કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક્સ ઓફ DC series motor is it has high starting torque, more change in speed with change in load. That means કે તમે લોડ ચેન્જ કરશો તો એની સ્પીડમાં બહુ ચેન્જ આવશે. And it cannot be operate on no load condition. It must be operate on load condition. Which are the application? Shearing and punching machines, elevators, conveyors, rolling machines and air compressor. So this DC series motor is applicable to which places where the more starting torque or high starting torque is required, and it is applicable to shearing and punching machines, elevators, conveyors, rolling machines and air compressors. Then compound motors. Compound motor has also high starting torque and its speed regulation is also efficient. And speed regulation પણ સારું છે અને એમાં પણ આપણને high starting torque મળે છે. Which are the applications? Mixer, reciprocating machines, metal shears, rolling mills, stamping presses and elevators. So these are the also DC compound motor applications. So this motor is also applied where high starting torque is required and where efficient speed regulation is required. Okay, so today we discussed about the working principle of DC motor. Okay, what is DC motor? It converts electrical energy into the mechanical energy. It is opposite to DC generator. Working principle: whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. Force is equal to BIL Newton and the direction of force is found by Fleming's left hand rule. Stretch out your first finger, second finger and thumb in such a way that all these three becomes perpendicular to each other. If first finger represents the direction of magnetic field, second finger represents the direction of current, then and then the thumb represents the direction of force. Okay, and the construction of DC motor, how it works, working of DC motors, classification of DC motor, DC series motor, DC shunt motor, DC compound motor, current equation, voltage equation of different types of motors, compound motors in which long shunt compound motor, short shunt compound motor, cumulative compound motor, differentially compound motor, application and characteristics of DC shunt motor, DC series motor and DC compound motor. Okay, so up to today's lecture we'll stop here. Okay, in next lecture we will carry on the other parts of other topics of the DC motors. Okay.
सर मेरे में चैट बॉक्स